I am the impossible. Too brave, too new, too difficult, they said. Unthinkable, not doable. Utopian, they said. Unstoppable, I say. Essential, I say. I am the idea, too bold to be chained, too powerful to be tamed. I am the Big Bang. I'm changing the game. I am stronger than words. Made of carbon fiber, lighter than the wind, stronger than a storm. I am the revolution, a powerful stride. Look at me. I am alive. I am real. I am here. Ready to spread my wings. I am the possible. I am the future. I am the BMW i8.
Your host, actor, singer, environmentalist, and Miss India 2007, Sarah Jane Dias.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? And welcome. Innovation drives change, and truly revolutionary innovations can even transform society. There is a powerful idea behind them and a strong desire to create something new and something better for tomorrow. This is why we are here today. We are at the starting blocks of a new era, the era of sustainable mobility. Welcome to the world of the BMW i8. Hello again. We have a really fun-filled and power-packed event for you, so please fasten your seatbelts and get ready to take off. Without further ado, I would like to call upon stage Mr. Philip Fonsa, President of the BMW Group India. I will leave the stage to you.
Thank you, Sarah Jane. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the future. Welcome to the world of BMW i. The future belongs to those who dare. Boldness and a pioneering spirit have always driven mankind forward. They have changed history, set events in motion, and enriched our lives, ultimately creating what we call progress, the foundation of growth and prosperity. The world we live in is changing, and a changing world constantly demands new ideas. Every industry needs someone to lead the way, because on the road to success, the first step is the most important. Ladies and gentlemen, the world and with it the sphere of personal mobility, is experiencing a period of radical environmental, economic, and social change. Fresh solutions are required to underpin personal and, most important, sustainable mobility. The BMW Group has responded to this situation with the creation of a sub-brand which meets the changing needs of customers head-on, BMW i. The BMW i brand comprises vehicles and services developed since 2007 as part of Project I, a BMW Group think tank set up to explore sustainable mobility solutions. It is BMW Group's response to changing customer needs, including increasing demand for alternative drivetrains such as electric drive systems and hybrids. BMW i represents a new movement in premium mobility. With the introduction of this new sub-brand, BMW Group India reaffirms its leadership as the most innovative and sustainable premium car company in this country. The BMW i brand offers visionary vehicles and mobility services, inspiring design and an entirely new understanding of premium, strongly defined by sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the verge of a new era of sustainable individual mobility and an entirely new, novel interpretation of the ultimate driving machine. 4 years ago, we presented in New Delhi the BMW Vision Efficient Dynamics, a concept car which received tremendous attention across the whole country. The concept car even starred in a Hollywood blockbuster. Still, many people doubted whether the i8 would actually be built. They saw it as a mission impossible. But we turned the vision into a reality. We delivered on our promises. With the BMW i8, we are redefining the benchmark for plug-in hybrid vehicles and technology. And it is just as emotional, dynamic, and efficient as we promised. The BMW i8 epitomizes BMW's latest philosophy of lightweight design, high performance, and lower emissions. It combines the best of two worlds: a turbocharged, efficient three-cylinder petrol engine and an electric drive conceived and built by the champions of sheer driving pleasure. Together, the result is the most progressive sports car of its time. Ladies and gentlemen, now, without any further delay, I would like to present to you the sports car of the 21st century. Sportingly individual, powerfully attractive, sustainably pioneering. Ladies and gentlemen, the BMW i8.
Of individual mobility. And join me in welcoming the forward thinker, the cricketing legend, a revolutionary in his own way, and a man who needs no introduction, Mr. Sachin Tendulkar. Thank you for joining us, Sachin. To all the press, we will have a great photo option for you shortly. Don't worry, we'll have a press option for you. We promise. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
How
very
does
much
it
for
feel
having
in
me.
there?
Fantastic.
It definitely looks like.
How can you not like this car?
I love it. I wore matching colors and everything. So, you've had a long and extremely successful career. You've created history over and over again. I'm sure you've been a part and you've witnessed many path-breaking innovations. Tell us what it's felt like to be a part of all these revolutions.
See, you spoke about my cricket career, and to compare that with BMW, I think in my career there were a number of challenges, and once you were among the best, the fight was about being right at the top. And someone to be right at the top have always had to be the one to work the hardest. I always believed that my bat should do all the talking, and I feel BMW have always done that for a number of years. They've produced some magnificent cars. They've excited me. They've always lived up to my expectations. I've been a huge car enthusiast, and this beauty has lived up to my expectations. They've always allowed the car to do all the talking, performance to do all the talking, and once you are behind the steering wheel, you know what I'm saying. I've always thought that, Test cricket and one-day cricket were the formats. 20 years ago, nobody dreamt of T20 cricket. And in the last 5-7 years, since the introduction of T20 cricket, the game has changed. And again, there I find a similarity with BMW, who've always been market leaders when it comes to innovations and new ideas. This electric car, it's hard to believe, first of all, that, it's a sports car as well. I mean, it's not just electric car to drive around, at say 60 kilometers, 70 kilometers. This is a sports car, and then for a car enthusiast like me, this does 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds. But at the same time, you can get 47 kilometers a liter. It almost sounds unreal, but this car actually does that. So I just want to take this opportunity to congratulate BMW on this magnificent achievement, because on a number of occasions we've seen concept cars in the movies and they disappear after that. Nobody gets to see that. They've made it happen. This was part of Mission Impossible 4, and now it's there in front of us. My friends have been waiting for this car to be seen on Indian roads, and I'd like to thank BMW for giving them the opportunity of this amazing car to be seen driving around on the streets of India. It's a special moment for me.
I think you're absolutely right. This car truly is a game changer. And I agree. I thought I would only see these things in movies. And now there it is, right in front of us. Thank you, Sachin, very much for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sachin Tendulkar, thank you. And don't worry, he'll be back for photos. There was complete silence for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, the BMW i8 is undoubtedly the most innovative vehicle ever developed and built by BMW. The BMW i8 is no ordinary car. It is as fast as a race car and as green as a forest in summer. Ladies and gentlemen, the BMW i8's innovative approach is reflected down to its last detail. The design of a hybrid car is all about practical necessity, better aerodynamics, aesthetics, and probably the very last concern. Aren't they? Let's ask our expert.
Don't worry. For us, practicality and aesthetics are two sides of the same coin. A dazzling design is a must for a BMW. The design of the BMW i8 conveys a strong, iconic character. It's dynamic at first glance. The long wheelbase, short overhangs, the sweeping silhouettes, powerfully formed surfaces, and precise lines. You might even think the BMW i8 is surging forward, even though it's standing still. And here we have the double kidney grille, the BMW icon that makes this vehicle's origins unmistakably clear. The grille is flanked by the equally iconic LED headlamps. Moving on to the bonnet, we have another eye-catcher. This V-shaped black belt starts here, runs along here, wraps itself across the entire car body to end over here at the rear, which looks pretty cool and dynamic. Viewed from the side, the BMW i8 has an ultra-flat silhouette, which seems to say loud and clear, dynamic sports car. From our position, we have a pretty good view of lines and surfaces interlocking and overlapping. BMW calls this layering, but the real stunner is these scissor doors. With no visible handle, they blend in perfectly well with the smooth lines of the car body. And when they're up, they won't even reach as high as 2 meters, so you'll have no trouble parking your car in any kind of public parking garage. The layering principle that we just saw resumes even in the BMW i8's interior. This creates a completely new relation between functionality and clear form. Sitting here behind the wheel makes the orientation of the cockpit towards the driver tangible. Even the center stick is aligned towards you, and that gives you that typical BMW sports car feel. What's new here are the sustainable materials. BMW has integrated a set of renewable and naturally treated raw materials. Also, it's a 2+2 seater.
Performance is not the biggest expectation you may have from a hybrid. Let's see what our expert thinks.
The BMW i8 is all about performance and about fuel efficiency. Just look at her beauty. Her lines and shape have dynamic and performance written all over her. And that's not despite the plug-in hybrid system, but because of it. Fitted on the front axle is the latest example of our new BMW eDrive technology. It's an electric motor that delivers 131 horsepower and 250 Newton meters torque. On the rear axle operates the twin-power turbocharged three-cylinder engine. It is the ultimate lightweight unit, delivering an output of 231 horsepower and 320 Newton meters of torque. This makes for an impressive 154 horsepower engine output per liter, which is a value you find in motor racing. The electric motor and the petrol engine deliver a combined maximum of 362 horsepower, which is good for a top speed of 250 kilometers an hour. The latest results from BMW test tracks show that the sprint from 0 to 100 clocks at just 4.4 seconds. So overtaking on roads will give a new meaning to your concept of acceleration, because the electric motor delivers torque practically from the standstill. Rushing the throttle packs an immediate punch, even eliminating the slight dip of delivery due to the common turbocharger lag. But driving performance is not about power alone. In fact, the BMW i8 introduces an all-new architectural concept. The entire body is basically split up into two segments, which makes for a low center of gravity and an equal weight distribution between the front and the rear axle. B, the body is in large parts made of aluminium and carbon fiber, which makes it light and rigid, which is essential for great road behavior. And C, the obviously aerodynamic body adds to the sharp driving dynamics and performance.
BMW has come up with a new engine and a plug-in hybrid drivetrain for reduced fuel and emission figures. What we have here is a completely new architecture, built from ground zero.
BMW has devised an all-new vehicle architecture specifically for the hybrid and electric models of the I series. This architecture, which we call Life Drive, basically splits the BMW i8 into two units, the Live module and the Drive module. The Drive module is the lightweight aluminium body shell which houses the very heart and soul of the BMW i8's new drivetrain technology. The combustion engine and the electric motor are integrated into the rear and the front axle respectively. The high-voltage battery, which functions as a consolidating element, is placed in what we call the energy tunnel that runs along the center console. The Life module with the passenger's cabin provides the bridge between the two then. This ultralight cell is made of high-strength carbon fiber and provides maximum safety in the case of an accident. Even though it is very rigid, it is so light that it offsets the weight of the battery and other components related to the hybrid drive. The specific arrangement of the modules, the engines, and the batteries results in an equal weight distribution and a low center of gravity, both of
Carbon fiber seems to be the new rage in car manufacturing. If you ask me, it looks like plastic. But it's a really big deal.
The big deal is it's very light and it's very flexible. And yet it is very tough and it's very rigid. There is a reason why carbon fiber has been used in the construction of race cars, airplanes, and spacecraft all along. The production process is quite complicated, to say the least. But its selling points, however, are compelling. Carbon fiber has an unparalleled strength-to-weight ratio, or in plain words, it's as light and rigid as no other customary material. Something you probably wouldn't expect when you look at the base material, the actual carbon fiber thread. It appears to be textile, which in a way it is. Making good use of the composites in the new BMW i8 reduces its overall weight considerably, thus improving the driving performance and its fuel efficiency. Just to give you an idea of how this plays out, common knowledge says that a plug-in hybrid car is a lot heavier than a conventional car. The reasons: drivetrain, battery, and the protective casing for the power cells boost up the total weight. Yet the BMW i8 comes in with just 1,490 kilograms, which puts it in same league weight-wise as conventional cars. Until now, carbon fiber has played a minor role in mainstream car manufacturing because the production process is so complicated. BMW, though, has tackled these challenges to become the first car manufacturer worldwide to deploy carbon fiber in mass series car production. And at the end of its product life cycle, the recycling rate is close to 100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you have just seen, the BMW i8 is proof that sustainability and sheer driving pleasure can complement each other perfectly. Please help me in welcoming once again on stage Mr. Philip Ponsa.
Hello, Sarah Jane.
The BMW i8 is truly stunning. Tell us your feelings about it.
We are really proud. It's a very proud day also for me because the BMW Group has rewritten the book of the future mobility, and the BMW i is the first chapter. You need sometimes a radical change. You need both. Also permanent development of very good cars to even higher standards, but sometimes also radical change. And BMW i, and especially here, the BMW i8, represents the radical change.
I think these are words that will resonate with our country right now. Innovation, radical change. How do you think the Indian market is going to respond to this car?
It's a very interesting part. I think that the Indian market is still in a nascent stage and a very low level concerning electrical or hybrid vehicles, but with a lot of potential. There is the India National Electric Mobility Mission Plan 2020. It's a long word.
You must say that again so I get that correctly.
If you take the time, I think it's so 5 seconds. Indian National Electric Mobility Mission Plan 2020.
Wow.
It takes longer when I speak it than the i8 needs from 0 to 100. So it's faster than I say this word. But this plan is very interesting because it assumes that around 5 to 7 million cars in the year 2020 are electrical cars. So it's on a low level, but with a very good growth potential. And that makes us very optimistic that we also can sell from this car, from the BMW i8, over 200 cars a year in the next future. And we also think, why not? You have seen the BMW i3 to bring it maybe in the future also to India. We are checking this, so there's a lot of potential. We sold from this BMW i brand already 18,000 cars last year worldwide, so why not in India?
Why not indeed? It truly is the future. I'm wondering, how does one get one of these in India?
You want one?
Yeah, yes, I wore the same colors.
This one or that one?
That one.
This one.
I'd like
it's
that.
Yours. I think if you take this car and if Sarah Jane will take this white BMW i8 and will take then a ride on the Marine Drive here outside in Mumbai,
yes.
I think that I don't have to worry that there will be a lot of requests for further BMW i8s. So this car will be from today on at exclusive BMW i dealers here in Mumbai, in Delhi and in Chennai as a completely built up vehicle, and the ex-showroom price is 2.29 crore.
Then I'll take 2.
Then you take 2, then I have to fight to get the last one for me.
I think I know someone who might want the
Really?
last one. Yes, I think you know who I'm talking
Yes,
about.
I think so too.
Shall we invite him back on stage?
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome once again Mr. Sachin Tendulkar.
Hello, Sachin. Great to have you here. You are absolutely, when I saw you here driving the BMW i8, you are a true expert. Fantastic how you describe the car, super sports car with the fuel consumption of a small car. Really, thank you for having you here.
Thank you very much for having me here. It's been a joy to be able to be part of this launch. It's a special car, but you are not forgetting your promise. You told me that you let me take the white car with me when I have to leave. So
You have
why
competition.
don't you keep him engaged
Because I
while
wore the right
sneak out
colors.
quietly?
You're wearing black. You can
You know, it helps that it's a silent
Yeah,
car. It's a quiet
absolutely.
car.
Let's have a try.
So
Yes,
no,
so
no,
before
keep him
before
engaged.
you
I can
drive
sneak
away
out.
with it, we must ask you to take some pictures for our press. So gentlemen, if you could just wait, Mr. Vonsa and Sachin are ready for
Thank
your
you very
pictures.
much.
Thank you. Mr. Vonsa, thank you very much. If we could please request Mr. Sachin Tendulkar to stay back for some more pictures.
Okay, come on this way. Yes. Yes, yes.
Thank you very much, Sachin. Ladies and gentlemen, with the launch of the BMW i8, the most progressive sports car of the 21st century, the future is here and you can be a part of it. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of this event. We'd like to request all of you to kindly join us for lunch. The F&B area is towards your left. Thank you.